Hello, and welcome to another BTFO. Today we're going to be talking about The Home, starring Pete Davidson. This is a new 2025 horror movie, and I will just say it, I do not recommend this movie. I think it could have been a really fun B-movie, however, it is just very poorly executed. And so because of that, I would not recommend it. The last 5 minutes are about the only portion of the movie that's worth watching. So maybe check that out on YouTube in 6 months or whatever, but I would not recommend watching the rest of this movie for that. So I guess we'll jump into the plot. Pete Davidson plays Max, a foster child who we're told right at the beginning of the movie that basically his older foster brother went to college and then ended himself at college. And so Pete Davidson has just been a wreck ever since, and he's just a delinquent that's thrown his life away and is vandalizing buildings. And so his foster dad gets him out of jail time and gets him on community service to a retirement home. And I don't like the fact that they say he's going to be the new super at the retirement home, because it's so he's not a supervisor and he's not a superintendent. He's not in charge of anyone. He's the janitor, basically, at this retirement home. So it feels really weird that they keep calling him the super. Maybe there is a retirement home term that I'm not aware of that's supposed to fit, but I just found it bizarre. And yeah, basically the premise of this movie is, what's really scary? Old people. And it's yeah, I guess I guess if you're really terrified of just the elderly in general, this is the movie for you. But I will say that the movie feels very cheap in a lot of aspects of particularly the writing, where or at least in the scare factor of it, where it feels like they understood that it wasn't actually that scary, but instead of trying to come up with something that was scary, they tried to double down on it. Because for example, pretty early on when he's in the retirement home, it's oh, okay, the audience, they might not have found all these old people to be really all that creepy, but what's even scarier than just old people? Old people that are fucking. And it's well, okay, but that might not be that scary. So what if we gave the old people that are fucking some vaguely scary looking masks to wear while they fuck? I was oh, yeah, no, that's... you went from a not scary idea to another not scary idea to an even not scarier idea. Why did you just keep doubling down? And then there are several dream sequences in the movie that basically just come as excuses for, oh, we haven't had a jump scare in a while, we need to keep the audience on their toes, we need to scare them, this is a horror movie. And it's man, you don't need that. You could just make something that's actually scary. And I don't know, I got really annoyed because after about the second dream sequence, because the dream sequences are clearly edited in a different style to the other part of the movie in the beginning. And then after the second one, they just gave up and edited everything like the dream sequence. I get why it's supposed to be emblematic of the character's paranoia, but it's just really annoying to watch a movie and have to just keep guessing, oh, is this real? When it's all real. Like, it is not, other than, I think they do one more dream sequence. But, like, other than that, it is all real. And so it's like, why is it edited in such a confusing way? I really didn't like that. But basically, he thinks there's some conspiracy going on at the retirement home, where, like, he's not allowed to go to the 4th floor, and then he finds the people on the 4th floor, and they're all, like, really old and, like, kind of falling apart, and one of them, like, kind of attacks him, and then, like, it's weird, because then he decides, okay, I guess I'm gonna set up cameras, which it's like, I don't know really what he's trying to find. And like, some old lady that he found, or that like was friends with him, died, and so I guess he's suspicious because of that. Which I will say, it's kind of funny. The opening of the film like introduces him as this like delinquent that has thrown his life away and, you know, is just really no good to society. And he even, like, you know, when he gets told he's going to the retirement home, he's like, oh God, like, not there. Like, but then once he's in the retirement home, he's just super nice. Like, he's very friendly to everyone. And, like, he makes friends with just about all the old people. And I was like, oh, okay. I mean, those are just two different characters then. Like, okay. But basically, like, he ends up getting these weird pop-ups on his computer, and then there's this, like, lady with a really bad face filter that, like, gives her no face. Like, she tries to tell him that it's a government conspiracy and that, like, they're testing experimental medicine on, like, the old people. And then, like, he kind of has a breakdown and has to, like, go home. And then he figures out that, like, his foster brother that he thought, like, killed himself, that he was at the retirement home, and he's got a bunch of old black and white photos from the early 2000s, which it's like, you know, like, they had pretty cheap, like, color film back then. Like, you know, even if you're gonna say that, like, oh, a digital camera would have been hard to get in the late 90s, early 2000s, like, they had colored film, like, but I guess black and white film would have been cheaper, so for some reason they chose to take their pictures like that. But he basically ends up, like, getting drugged and ends up back at the retirement home, and they reveal that they're this cult of people that they steal people's youth by taking the fluid out of a, like, little pocket behind your right eye and drinking it. And so, like, they do that, and then they stick him on the 4th floor, and the old man that attacked him is actually his foster brother, and he goes around and, like, drains the fluid from all of the 4th floor patients' eye sacs and then feeds it to Pete Davidson. And then the last, like, 5 minutes of the movie, the only real enjoyable part is Pete Davidson, now with his, like, youthful strength and vigor, he gets up and he grabs a hatchet and a hammer and just goes through the retirement home and kills all of the old people, which is pretty fun. I wish there were some more creative kills, because it's mostly just hack and slash, which it's like, yeah, that's fun, and, like, they do a bunch of, like, gore and stuff, and, like, you know, they do make it a fun sequence. It's just, man, I wish, like, you're in a retirement home and you've got a lot of characters to kill. Like, you could pick a lot of different fun ways to like kill them. And then the part that's really lame about it is that the two foster parents, who we've basically learned have been like grooming children for the purpose of stealing their youth for like a long time, so throughout the movie they've set up on like news broadcasts that there's this hurricane coming, and so right at the end of the movie the hurricane comes and blows off part of the roof, and that like chunk, like the metal sheet, it slices through both of the foster parents and just kills them. And it's like, man, that's a really lame way to kill them off. The wind did it, like, fuck off. Like, that's lame. But yeah, and then Pete Davidson and all of the fourth floor patients, they all walk out to freedom. It's like, oh, roll credits. So yeah, overall, I would say this is pretty bad. It could make a really fun B-movie if it was well made. I don't know why, like, the editing was so hard for them to do, or because they try and explain that, like, all the other plotline shit that we've spent a whole bunch of time following that didn't actually matter, they try to explain it as, oh, that's just the old people fucking with him. And it's like, man, I wish that were more of the case. Like, I wish that we actually got a lot of scenes of, like, the elderly people fucking with him. Because, like, that could be really fun to have him, like, trying to be nice and trying to work at this retirement home, and these old people just keep fucking with him. You know, like, that could be really fun. But they didn't really do that, and it's like, that's just lame. But so yeah, I would not recommend this movie. Yeah, maybe if they remake it, maybe it could be good, but as it stands, it's not. But those are my brief thoughts, so I hope you enjoyed, and bye bye.